Coming up on WUFT Midday, a shooting in Grand Blanc, Michigan with 4 dead and 8 injured after a Sunday service in Grand Blanc Township.
Alachua County residents should find relief in Tropical Storm Imelda's path moving forward. Well off Florida's coast, keeping an umbrella out for rainy days ahead in the week.
And Florida's recent open carry law took effect. We bring you the details about the restrictions.
Watching WUFT Midday.
Welcome to WFT Midday. I'm Isabella Heupel.
And I'm Chapman.
Governor Ron DeSantis is on the University of Florida campus with several other state dignitaries to speak about the university's standing as one of the top education systems in the nation, while providing affordable options for students and families.
In fact, right now, 77% of undergrads in Florida are loan-free, and that continues to increase year after year.
We have a journalist in attendance at the meeting. We plan to have an update for you on First at 5. At least 4 worshipers are dead and 8 more are injured after a horrific attack during a Sunday service at a church in Grand Blanc, Michigan, a community about an hour northwest of Detroit. Police say an ex-Marine crashed his vehicle through the front doors of the sanctuary.
He jumped out and opened fire with an assault rifle and using an accelerant, likely gasoline, to burn the building to the ground. Jay Gray was outside the church this morning with what we've learned about this tragedy overnight.
Overnight, federal agents, police, and firefighters continuing to work the scene. Investigators searching the suspect's home, as a stunned community also searches for answers.
We have also witnessed the result of wicked rule in our county, state, and nation.
Flames and a spray of gunfire ripping through a Sunday service at a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan.
We heard a big bang and it blew the doors in the church, and then everything after that was chaos.
Chaos, leaving at least 4 dead, 8 injured, carried out, police say, by this man, 40-year-old ex-Marine Thomas Jacob Sanford.
He drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church.
Also, allegedly setting fire to the sanctuary, worshipers instantly shifting to heroes as the killing spree unfolds.
They were shielding the children who were also present within the church, moving them to safety. Just hundreds of people just practicing their faith. Just extreme courage.
The horrific attack ending as police rush in, fatally shooting the suspect in the church parking lot. Jay Gray, NBC News, Grand Blanc, Michigan.
The FBI is now the lead agency investigating what they call a targeted attack. The suspect, identified as decorated Iraqi war veteran with no known criminal record, and to this point, no clear motive for carrying out the killing spree.
A Rockledge man is facing serious charges after police say he called to report stolen guns, leading officers to uncover other illegal firearms. He was found with multiple guns, including 3D printed weapons, prompting a full-scale search that ended with his arrest.
It's a little scary. Yep.
Neighbors say they're relieved to hear of Patrick Carmen's arrest after hearing the convicted felon is accused of 3D printing guns. In the arrest affidavit, Rockledge police accused the 33-year-old of illegally possessing ammunition and a gun. Carmen faced a judge for the first time Wednesday, the judge handing down a $15,000 bond. The affidavit states Carmen called police earlier in the week to report a girlfriend of 13 years stole multiple firearms from him. Police say Carmen showed them pictures of the guns from his phone's gallery. While taking the report, officers say they also found a pink Glock 19 that was converted to a submachine gun. This firearm had a magazine inserted inside of it with 15 9mm rounds of ammunition. Carmen reportedly telling investigators it was a fun project he was working on.
Yeah, that's not very good.
Wes Shu was there on scene Wednesday when investigators brought out the 3D printing machinery and loaded the evidence into crime scene vans.
He doesn't qualify to be a gun owner, and printing them is no different than buying them. In fact, it's worse.
On the ATF website, it states it is legal for anyone to print guns for personal use or sell them with a license. However, the law is clear with convicted felons.
Well, you'd hate to think that they can even be manufactured, but they can, and it's a fact. And this kind of stuff just can't fly.
Carmen's arraignment is set for early October.
Now it's time to take a look at the weather. UF forecaster Aiden Wacksman is live in the studio to tell us how those storms are looking.
We do have a couple of showers and storms in our area right now, moving through parts of southern Alachua County and through Marion County as well. A lot of moisture in the atmosphere thanks to Tropical Storm Imelda. And we can expect some more of those showers and storms on and off throughout the rest of the day today. So make sure to have that umbrella out. You'll definitely need it. You can see Imelda here starting to get a little bit more organized, and you can see a lot of those showers and storms really staying offshore, but some onshore flow because of the storm, and that's why we're seeing some of those rains in our area. Again, you'll definitely want to have that umbrella out. These darker colors indicate stronger thunderstorms, stronger convection in Imelda. It's strengthened a little bit to a 60-mile-an-hour tropical storm, but what matters is that it's staying pretty well offshore, and it should be taking an east turn a little bit later into the week, and that's pretty good. So that's staying offshore, not creating any onshore risks here, and not making landfall. So that's really what matters. The rest of the day looking like some showers and storms will be again on and off. Lower temperatures though because of that cloud cover, and so it'll be humid but not necessarily hot out there. You might want to have that umbrella again for the rest of the day. I know I've said it 3 times now, but you definitely need it out there until Wednesday. It should start to dry out. I'll have a full look at your forecast in about 10 minutes.
The Trump administration is planning to build close to 10 miles of new barriers along the San Diego-Mexico border. Immigration advocates say the multi-billion-dollar project would divert migration flows into more dangerous areas. This would consist of 30-foot-high steel bollards with anti-climb features. The Alachua County Democratic Party hosted the 26th annual Lawton Chiles Gala Sunday evening. Lawton Chiles was a Democratic governor of Florida who served from 1991 until his death in 1998.
With just 2 full days before a government shutdown, President Trump and the top 4 congressional leaders will meet Monday. It comes after the president abruptly canceled a meeting with only Democratic leaders last week. At the time, the president called Democrats' demands ridiculous. Democrats are pushing for more money for health care.
We got some showers and storms right now, and we might see some more a little bit later today too. I'll let you know your full forecast in just a few minutes.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome back. Ocala drivers, listen closely. The Ocala Police Department is working with FDOT to enforce traffic violations with a focus on ensuring motorcycle safety. OPD says the goal of this operation is to raise awareness among drivers to share roadways with motorcyclists. This enforcement continues through the end of the month.
I-75 northbound traffic looking fairly steady this afternoon, with wet roads cautioning drivers to slow down. Let's check back in with UF forecaster Aiden Wacksman. Aiden, I'm glad I packed an umbrella for my walk to the studio.
Isabella, I'd recommend everyone pack one too. It's 85 degrees out right now. Some clouds overhead, but if you look the other direction, there's actually some thunderstorm clouds moving about. So the rain is sticking around. Humidity at 72%. Also staying pretty muggy out there, right, with all this moisture in the atmosphere. You can take a look at some of these showers moving through parts of 75 right now, moving from east to west, and that'll be the general trend of these throughout the rest of the day. Kind of on and off showers and storms, so good to have that umbrella with you. Much of this being caused by Tropical Storm Imelda, so we're getting some moisture, some flow, and that's why we're seeing those rains that'll continue until Tuesday. But we should be drying out a little bit. I'll have a sneak peek at that in just a couple of minutes. 85 in Gainesville right now, but some areas getting some more of those showers, a little bit cooler. 78 in parts of Levy County and Bronson, 82 degrees in Ocala and Marion County, so staying a little bit cooler because of those clouds, so that's at least something nice that we can look forward to. Highs today, 87 in Gainesville. We're not getting to 90, but it still feels pretty humid out there. Let's take a quick look at the tropics. This is Umberto and the Atlantic. 940 millibars, 145 an hour wind. Still a very strong storm, maybe going through a little bit of an eyewall replacement cycle here. You can see some stronger convection around this as well, but that's staying well offshore, and that's some more good news. Of all these storms, staying offshore is good news. Moving well off to the east is a major hurricane. Parts of Bermuda could see some effects, but East Coast, nothing more than some high surf. And Humberto coming a little bit closer to the west than previously anticipated. That actually is steering Imelda away from us. And so 2 storms now steered away from us. You combine that with a little bit of a frontal boundary here, and that's some really, really good news. We don't want to see any of those storms, especially after last year. We could see some wind gusts over the next couple of days, 16 miles an hour in Gainesville this evening, and those really pick up tomorrow when we could see some wind gusts around 20 miles an hour. If you're wearing a hat, you'll want to make sure you're holding it and keeping it on, because some of the winds might get a little bit gusty before Imelda really moves offshore and we start to see those winds cool down a bit. Those are really the only big effects from Imelda at the moment, at least for us here in north central Florida. There is a bit of a clash of air masses, some dry air and moist air. And because of that, this dry air might actually start to move a little bit east, and we could see things clear up really nicely over the next couple of days, particularly on Wednesday, though. That's a really great day to get outside, walk the dog, 85 degrees, really nice temperatures. And the average temperatures last week, 90 degrees. I mean, it was ridiculously hot out there. It felt like summer. But now, maybe, just maybe, feeling a little bit more like fall over the next couple of days, Wednesday into Thursday this week. Showers and storms should persist into the evening hours tonight, on and off, before we get to some more cloud cover. And again, we'll see some more of those showers on Wednesday into the evening hours. That cloud cover continues before things really start to clear up on Wednesday. Again, it's the best day to get outside. Look at that, Wednesday. No rain chance as of right now. I'll have one final look at the weather toward the end of the show.
More news about hurricanes. Due to the damage of Hurricane Helene to north central's Florida coast, state agriculture leaders are pouring millions into restoration efforts. State Agriculture Commissioner Wilton Simpson announced a $2.9 million grant to remove aquaculture that's in poor condition near Cedar Key. In the announcement, it says that funding is coming from the NOAA Marine Debris Program. The grant will also be used to restore the oyster reef habitat. IFAS officials say Cedar Key suffered more than $63 million in estimated losses between 2023 and 24 hurricanes. NOAA will partner with the IFAS and Cedar Key Aquaculture Association for the restoration program.
In the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, comedians are questioning if their freedom of speech is protected.
Comedians normally get a pass when it comes to offensive jokes, but recent censorship is shaking the industry. WUFT Haley Balganer, local comedian, asked local comedians about these new limitations and how they could impact their creativity.
99 patches.
The battle between censorship and freedom of speech continues to divide Americans, and it came to a head after late-night talk show host Jimmy Kimmel's show was briefly pulled from the airwaves earlier this month. Some local stand-up comedians who perform at Vencino's neighborhood restaurant and bar feel strongly about their work and how it goes hand in hand with the First Amendment.
America is kind of built on it. I think it's very important that any person, any American is allowed to say what they want to say, as long as it doesn't impede on a person's well-being or health. I think it's very important that we have freedom of speech.
Kimmel faced backlash and support after his comments about conservative influencer Charlie Kirk. Ultimately, he was brought back on the air. Ryan Burke lives by a quote from famous comedian Anthony Jeselnik, embodying free speech in his comedy.
The good comedians can make a crowd laugh, but the best comedians can say what he wants to say and make that funny.
Reprimands for those who have commented about Kirk's death have been swift, from being fired from their jobs to being pulled out of the classroom. Kimmel's first comments since returning to late night centered around the backlash.
Florida's gun ban on open carry is now gone, but that doesn't mean there aren't limitations. Guns are still off limits in places like schools, courthouses, polling places, and government buildings. Reckless display or brandishing of a gun is still a crime, and federal firearm laws still apply. But with this law, those legally allowed to carry or possess a firearm can carry a gun in plain sight or partially concealed in a holster. A state appeals court overturned Florida's 2023 open carry ban, calling it unconstitutional. While some state officials like Governor DeSantis praise the ruling, others stress gun safety remains critical. There are other restrictions. You are also required to carry the firearm in a waistband, holster, or sling.
A pumpkin patch in Ohio experienced a theft of 300 pumpkins worth more than $6,000. This wasn't the first rodeo for farmer Terry Dunlap, but the magnitude is unlike other cases. Dunlap is offering a reward for information that leads to an arrest.
I saw they were going, I got sick. I just physically, it got me.
Terry Dunlap has experienced pumpkin theft before, but never of this magnitude. He says thieves took
the great big ones about the size of a bushel basket with the big handles on them. So the premium pumpkins that nobody else has, and now somebody else does have.
orange pumpkin long stem.
That's what they got. They got about 300 of these, and they would average $20 a piece, so that's $6,000 or more.
It was Tuesday morning when he realized a theft had taken place on his farm.
When I went in to spray, the vines were all knocked down and the pumpkins were all gone.
This is the field where the pumpkins were taken from, and this is the gate Dunlap installed just this week to keep future thieves out. Now 3 miles down the road is where he sells the pumpkins and is replacing that stolen inventory.
I had to go to my Amish friends up north, up Centerburg, up and through there, and we got big ones with big handles. So yeah, we had to buy them, but they're sorting out big ones for me.
Dunlap reported the theft with the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office and is offering a reward for information that leads to an arrest.
I pride myself on, look around. You don't see little stems anyplace, hardly. You see a few, but all the pumpkins I have big stems, and that makes a difference.
He says his late partner, Sam Patterson, who founded the business, would have also been hurt.
Sam would be upset about the pumpkins being stolen just like me.
For now, he's hoping someone spots the missing pumpkins and brings justice back to the patch.
We're just hoping that people will look and see somebody new that's never had pumpkins before, that's got great big ones with big handles in their yard for sale real cheap. So look around all of Central Ohio. They could be any place.
Whether it's the aroma, the energizing boost, or just the ritual of drinking coffee, many of us can't start the day without it. And now, time to celebrate our favorite beverage because Monday is National Coffee Day. Here's how you can score some free or discounted coffee to honor the day. Dunkin' is offering a free medium hot or iced coffee when you order through its app. Krispy Kreme is offering all guests a free medium hot or iced coffee and a free donut of choice with no purchase necessary. Starbucks will give you 100 bonus points in their app when you buy any brewed coffee in any size. We're back after this.
Welcome to your Midday Sports. I'm Abigale Dressback. This week, the Florida Gators are hoping to pull off an upset and defeat a 9th-ranked Texas. The SEC Nation is coming to the Swamp, so let's see if the Gators will rise to the occasion. The Gators are off to a rocky start with a record of 1-3. This season, Florida starting quarterback DJ Lagway has more interceptions than touchdowns. Florida did share some positive news. 5-star wide receiver Dallas Wilson is making his Gator debut against the Longhorns. Hopefully, this will boost the Gators' offense. College football's AP Top 25 ranking saw some major changes this week. After beating LSU, Ole Miss moved up 9 spots to number 4, swapping with the Tigers, who are now at 13. There are 5 ranked SEC teams in the top 10. Oklahoma is in the top 5 for the first time since 2023. FSU dropped 10 spots to 18 after their loss to Virginia. After their win over Georgia, Bama is now number 10. Ohio State did not change as they're still number 1. Unfortunately, the Florida Gators haven't been ranked since week 2. Florida volleyball was coming off a 3-game losing streak. They got back on track, though, with a win over Alabama this Sunday. At the O'Connell Center, the Gators had their first conference win over the Tide in 4 sets. The Gators' offense nearly doubled Alabama's kills with their season best of 65. Florida is playing Auburn this Friday. Auburn is 2-0 in conference play and 11-2 overall. This matchup is set to start at 7 p.m. in the O-Dome. Florida is currently ranked 19th in the nation with a record of 6-5. Tonight, catch First at 5 when your sports team will have an update on Gators football head coach Billy Napier. That's your Midday Sports. I'm Abigale Dressback.
Now let's take a look at what's coming up on First at 5 on Channel 5.
Governor DeSantis just finished his press conference at the University of Florida. We'll have more details on his appearance. Plus, Alachua and Marion counties are under an active rabies alert. Hear from local animal caretakers about what they're doing to stop the spread.
And we're updating you on the progress of a new Marion County animal shelter.
You know, it's been feeling so rainy and gray lately.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys noticed that you probably needed your rain jackets too this weekend. Aiden, tell us more.
It was a bit of a rainy weekend, and it's going to be a bit of a rainy day today. Let's take a look at our day planner really quickly. 4 o'clock, those showers and storms sticking around, but maybe around the late evening hours is when you can put that umbrella or rain jacket away. Tropical storm Imelda, which is bringing a lot of moisture into our area, should be making an east turn a little bit later over the next couple of days. That's good news, as that heads off into the Atlantic as a Category 1 hurricane. And once Imelda clears out, we might actually get some dry air, and it might make for a really nice middle of the week Wednesday. Look at that. No rain chance, 85 degrees, going into the low 80s even by the end of the week. So should be a nice week, but you'll probably need to get that rain jacket out by the time the weekend comes around. Might have another round of moisture coming into our area.